Hello everybody, this is Tim again. I just watched the film Happy Death Day, and sadly I have to agree with critics and horror movie sites on this one. This film sucked. I'd give it a 0 out of 4. This film was shit. And which is sad because I was excited for this film. I thought the idea was cool. A Groundhog Day slasher film where a chick wakes up every day and has to figure out who her killer is and survive her birthday, and she keeps getting killed. Of course, the killer's mask is really silly. If you've seen the trailer, you know what he looks like with the baby tooth or whatever in the baby face. It's kind of silly, but it could have worked in a B-movie fashion. The problem is that whenever the killer kills her, this movie's PG-13, so they can't show the blood. If they would have made the deaths like really more over the top with lots of blood and splatter, it would have made this film a really enjoyable B-movie. But as it is, they make the deaths so tame that each time she wakes up, it just feels flat. And they give so many like red herring suspects that it becomes just overkill and a little annoying. And the identity of the killer, when you find out who it actually is just friggin' retarded. First, you find out that the killer is actually like this mental patient, crazy killer guy. And he was like randomly mentioned on the news for like 2 seconds one time, and I actually saw him mentioned on the news, but I thought it can't be that guy because he has no real personal connection with the character, so it would just seem stupid. But then it turned out to be him, and so it was like, what? And then later on in the movie, she wakes up again after she's killed the killer, and you're like, well, what the hell's going on? I thought you killed the killer. Because once she kills the killer, she doesn't have to do this shit anymore. She can just keep living her life. She wakes up the next day and she finds out it's actually her roommate that poisoned her with a cake after she managed to kill the killer, and it was her roommate who works at the hospital who like drugged this crazy killer dude and brainwashed him or whatever into coming after her and to kill her. And it's like really far-fetched and stupid. I get that they wanted to have a double twist, and it could have worked, but it just comes off really far-fetched. If the movie would have been more bloody and like completely over the top with like her blowing up and getting her body parts flying everywhere and over-the-top kills, that could have made it a lot more fun, and I would have been able to go with the silliness of maybe a double twist. But the film's just too tame. And then you get, and she manages, I like how she kills the chick at the end of it though. She says, "Eat the cupcake, bitch," and puts it in her mouth because it's poison. And then she jumps on this chandelier type thing, whatever, and swings and kicks her through a window and kills her. That was kind of cool. The main actress here actually does a good job. They make her character so ridiculously douchebaggish at the beginning of the movie, though, for a lot of the movie, that when she starts to develop and become a better person through each time she dies and relives her day or her birthday over and over, you don't totally buy it. But the actress does a good job acting-wise. She has a body that won't quit, and she's a good actor. She has both the main ingredients to continue to be a successful actress. She does, the main actor here, does a good job. But all in all, this film just sucked. The twists were lame, the red herrings were lame, and just held back way too much on the gore and the deaths. One death I did like in particular, though, I did like at the beginning of it, her first death, when the killer's like messing with her and you get some good suspense, where there's like this jack-in-the-box, and she walks up to it and it's real creepy, and then the killer appears. The actual killer is the roommate, but she also used this crazy guy at the hospital and brainwashed him to be a killer as well. It's really convoluted and stupid. And then she gets killed when she manages to get out of this parking lot where the killer's after her, and she gets pulled over by a cop, and she wants to go to jail so she can get the hell out of there. And the cops got her in the police car, and the killer shows up and like blows up the vehicle with a birthday candle. I thought that was cool. One thing I didn't like is I felt like the character didn't try too hard enough to get out of the situation. Like, if it's the third day and I wake up and I'm reliving the same day over again and everything's happening again the same and I know I'm going to get killed, I'm just going to leave the campus. I mean, it didn't feel like the character put forth enough effort to get out of the situation. All she has to do is either find out who the killer is or at least survive the night. She could have simply have just, as soon as she woke up and she walked outside and it was daylight, as soon as she was there, just leave. And don't go to your dad's house or anyone's house that may know you who could be the killer. Just leave the whole damn campus and head out of state and just disappear. And don't take any calls from anybody, just be gone. That's exactly what she should have done. And then seen if the incident blew over the next day when she woke up. That would have made the most sense. But she never puts forth enough effort to do that. So that was really stupid. The main actress is good. There is a little bit of entertainment value in some of the deaths, like when she gets a ball bat to the head. That was kind of funny. And when the dude gets killed behind her and she can't hear it because the music's too loud, it's a little corny of a joke, but it works in the B-movie type feel of this film, especially with the mask the killer has. This movie could have been so much more. At the end of the film, they even reference Groundhog Day. It's a happy ending. The chick manages to kill the killer, and she breaks the cycle, and it's a happy ending. They actually reference Groundhog Day, and this boy she likes mentions it, and she says she's never seen it. But I thought it was funny they actually referenced Groundhog Day. This film could have been so much more. It could have been way better. This is a good idea for a slasher B-movie horror comedy. It's a good idea for one. But the script is just not here. It's just not here. This movie sucked. 0. It was a waste of time, a waste of effort watching this. This should have been better. I'll see you guys again with the next review.